Welcome to my show, the Honest Field Guide podcast, where I feature intimate conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners, sharing their origin stories, startup strategies, and the unexpected discoveries they make on the road to success. My name is JinJa Birkenbeuel, and I'm your host. Please join me this month for my very special edition of the Honest Field Guide Italia. I traveled to Italy during the height of their tourist season to learn from some of the most dazzling Italian entrepreneurs and business owners who focus their creative energy on excellence, beauty, and patience to make their businesses thrive. Let's go. Hey everybody, welcome back to my show, the Honest Field Guide podcast. I'm your host, JinJa Birkenbeuel, and I'm so glad you're here today. You could be anywhere if you decide to come to my show, which I'm always very grateful for. So let me just say, today is a very different day for me to be showing my show and having my podcast. I'm actually in the beautiful city of Milan, Italy, and I'm here for work, and I'm also here for pleasure, but I'm mostly here for work, and I'm excited because I'm here to interview an amazing designer and architect in Milan who has an amazing studio called Zeta Labs, and we're going to have a great conversation because I have so many questions. I have not in the past ever worked with a designer from Italy or an Italian designer. I've actually never been to Italy, and so I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. I'm going to read a little bit, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'm going to pronounce his name properly because I do not speak Italian. And there's definitely like this beautiful lilting vibe to the Italian language. I'm trying to figure out how to do it right. So anyway, just let me say that I am meeting today with Lucio Lazzara, the founder of Zeta Lab, a Milan-based design studio that has since become a reference point for innovative visual strategies and holistic brand experiences. Lucio and I will be spending time today talking a little bit about design culture. I want to learn more about his background, how he became a designer, and then maybe we'll even talk a little bit about AI tools in the creative economy. Yikes. Okay, yikes. So Lucio, welcome to my show.
Thank you.
So glad to be here. I love it.
Welcome to Zeta Lab and to Milan and to Italy, if it's the first time.
Yes.
I hope we enjoy this conversation.
Oh, we are definitely.
Somebody will be interested in our ideas and our words.
I love it. We've already got that covered, don't you think, audience? I know we do. So, all right. So let's sort of start a little bit from the beginning for you.
Yeah.
I did look at all of your gorgeous work online.
Thank you.
I looked at, the initiatives you started. You have the nursery. You have this amazing magazine. It's called it looks like the New Yorker.
Yes, it's a tribute to the New Yorker.
Yeah, and it's really gorgeous. I do want to talk about that. And of course, I looked at your, three-dimensional work. It's just you have a real vibrant, colorful expression, to your
We're very pop style. We like that.
Yeah.
We've always been, and we were a lot into events design, but the visual communication for events, and some we still do today, and some event we've been designing for more than 10 years, and we still like it and we enjoy it. Yeah.
I like it. Well, before we talk about your studio, I'm always really curious when I have people on my show. I want to understand a little bit about when you were a child. What were you doing as a child when it came to art? And did you have...
Well, I was drawing all the time. I got these notes from the teachers. Lucio is drawing while I explain, history. But since I was also a good student, in the end, nothing bad happened, and I kept drawing and making creative things. And then when I came up to university, then I enrolled in architecture because I'm of generation Z, X,
yeah.
Sorry. And at the time in Italy, there was not a proper visual design university, so I enrolled and I studied architecture, and it was the base of learning how to design. Oh. And so then I switched from architecture to visual design, but the approach is the same. You've got one problem, one question, and find a way to solve and execute it. Execute? Mm-hmm. Does it mean killing or
no, execute means
also killing.
It doesn't killing, but no, not in this context.
Okay. I was not sure.
I like it.
So, and then I moved to Finland, to Helsinki, which is one of the bases of Scandinavian design. Even though Finland actually is not Scandinavia, but still it comes from this kind of northern European country approach. And then I studied communication and design there, and then I moved back to Milan and I started my design studio in, I don't know how many years ago,
So
it's classified.
I love it, right? We don't want to date ourselves. You know how I am about ageism. I'm really freaked out about that.
I don't remember my age.
You know, I don't talk about it anymore. I don't. Okay. What year we were? I don't know. So you went architecture school. So you didn't go to, because that was one of my questions. You didn't go to architecture school to be. No, I mean, but you didn't go to become an architect. You went because there was no other offering.
Yeah.
So you had an interest in visual design, but then you're like, where do I do this?
I was actually in the beginning. I'm more interested in a product and industrial design.
Oh.
And then that was the school. Then Milano is the cradle, you say that, of design. Milano Design Week is the most important place in the world where you see furniture design. And then I was very interested in that. But when I was in Finland, I switched to communication, which was faster and you have a different kind of control, and I like it very much, especially the speed of the idea that things are very fast and change. And then I started with that, and it was nice and funny and interesting and successful. So eventually I stick to that. Sometimes I use some design, mostly I do some exhibition design that I really love because it puts together in it a bit of architecture, visual design, and a few things that I like, photography, whatever. And so I keep a foot in both shoes.
Yeah.
You say in Italy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's existing.
It does.
And I like it. And I like in my job, my daily life, I enjoy, and sometimes it freaks me out, the fact that we do many different things in different fields, very different, and the clients are from art or from industrial design or from events. And I like the idea that we move and we explore different things, because one thing I'm very interested is in learning new things every day, and I see enjoy it very much.
I like that. So you're curious. So when it comes to designers, especially young designers, right, that are coming up now, which is very different from the world of Gen X when you came up. Do you think that young designers should go to architecture school to become a designer? Because I did not study architecture, but I do.
Which kind of design? Well,
I don't know.
The most important thing that to learn a process of a way how to do things, how to receive a brief and analyze it, and I got a lot for new ideas and navigate between the multiple options that you have and make choices. Design is a matter of choices. You have to learn which direction you're taking, or the never-ending options that are existing. You have to make choices. It's if you go to a school that teaches you how to choose, how to find a way in a world that is very complicated, also in a creative way, I think that's a good choice. Architecture, it can be a good choice. It depends from teachers. Teachers are the most important part.
Did you have a good teacher? Did you have someone that if you hadn't had the teacher, would change your life?
We have good teachers, and then in my life, it happened that at certain times I had masters even from my clients, people that have a vision and could see things in different way, from a different point of view, and open up your mind to new things, new ways, and see things from a different perspective. And that's the best teacher, not one that teaches you a practical thing to do, but someone that teaches you how to see things in a different way.
How many of those teachers did you have going through school?
Well, some I had in many ways, but as I said,
Like, did you have one that stood out to you?
yes, I had one, more than one, and then sometimes there were like visiting teachers that were saying. Then one of the assistants of my teachers became the most famous Italian product designer, even though she's Spanish, but with a PR, so she was teaching in school, then she went and became very famous, and I trusted a different direction, but so it was a nice environment where how to study.
I love that. Have you ever thanked her or said to her, you had a big impact on my life?
I met her and don't tell anybody I was teaching. I was so young. No. She's very nice.
I love that. I love it. I mean, I think teachers are so vital to a creative person, because I don't know, in the United States sometimes creative people, it depends on what part of the country you're in, but there's a lot of discouragement if you think differently, if you have a divergent thought, or if you're not sort of on the path. Okay. And sometimes, you're in an environment, whether it's your family or your family or school, that says you can't be creative, you have to do this. And so sometimes there's these moments in your life when you're younger where a teacher finds their way to you, and they see your spark, and then you're just like,
they've been taught,
right?
All these things, think different story. It makes a difference if you think in a different way, and you can find a decent path through what he's doing.
Yes, I love that.
That's why with AI, the danger for me is, of course, it's an amazing tool, but since it's a statistic tool, then maybe it's also not creative from the fact that it lies.
Right.
Also in the same sentence. So, and
we can go with this. I was going to talk to you about AI. I'm kind of curious. Are you using the AI tools at all in your practice?
Yeah, we do.
So what's your agency ethos around AI? Like, what do you think about?
Is that it's a tool to help you spark ideas or sharpen things. So it can help make a rough layout of things, or create it, people make a presentation for an event, something that does not exist. You can invent it, write it in a way, visualize it somehow as expected. So of course that's a very powerful tool in creating images of ideas for things that don't exist. And then it can help you to fasten up some process of writing. Usually I write it in English and I have it corrected so that it shows me the mistakes and I can improve. But first, I use it as a secondary tool. It's not doing my job.
So what tool are you using? Do you mind telling me?
No.
What is it?
We use Midjourney for
Midjourney, okay.
images, and the one from Adobe, Firefly.
Firefly, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are
sometimes, for creating images. Illustrator and Photoshop have a AI tool embedded that we use, but they are not so successful. But we use for some small corrections, and we use ChatGPT for correcting text and doing things like
That's it? Just ChatGPT, not the other
Nowadays, I'm designing an exhibition in Japan, and I get the text and in order to orientate myself. I translate them, so I see this piece I have to put here. Otherwise, I have no clue what they're talking about, and so and this helps.
I love that. So it's really powerful as a translation for multiple languages, and you're a global agency. So
yeah, I'm very sorry for the translators that I think they all went bankrupt.
Well, not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them still.
Yeah.
I mean, books have been translated by real people that have the spirit and the spark, and they understand the subtle differences from sentences. But still, the day translation we do mainly with judgment.
Well, think about
the Japanese,
Oh.
which is very complicated, and we make suggestions and we get corrected. So we don't do that, but we use it as a reference mainly.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the large language models that do translations, I think it's a great tool for people like us and designers and people that have agencies to help manage and expand your practices into other areas. But I do think, and also to give you confidence when you're working with clients that have different cultural needs. However, the human translator, to your point earlier, is very important because there are nuances and dialects and cultural differences that might be, and oftentimes are missed with these artificial intelligence tools. And one of the things when you're obviously working with a client, one of your responsibilities is to be a protector of their brands. And so you want to make sure that you're making the right choices. So I guess there are opportunities for me to use these tools for translations when I'm working and studying and learning and researching. But when it comes to working with a client and I'm actually needing them, I need to actually take their content and make it make sense in maybe multiple languages. I oftentimes have to use the human translator because it's just too risky. You don't know what it's saying. You can't read it, right? So, I mean, I love that
it's lying.
It's lying. It's lying.
The reason.
Liars, all the LLMs are
it's lying all the time. It's lying all the time.
Yeah.
You must be I'm very careful. And there is another Isaac Asimov story in iRobots. I don't know the English name. And it's the story of an automatic translator that is translating a book and the writer does not check it.
Oh.
And in the end, actually, it's
sounds like a bad idea.
It's proofing the book, so it's not even right. It just corrected it, and since the robot have got this kind of robotic laws, is changing the meaning of the book in order not to hurt somebody that the writer wanted.
That is creepy. That's creepy.
And it's a book from I would say 75 years ago, and it's perfectly up to the times because it tells something that might happen today because of the things that AI cannot talk about, like sex or violence or Putin or politics. So that's something that it makes me smile, and it will be. But still, it's a very powerful tool. You have to learn and use it and not be used by it, of course. And be careful because it's still lying and it's powerful, but it's got some lacks in some points. So you cannot, and you should not be trusted because you have to put your own competence and ideas. Otherwise, it's a statistic of other designs, and we don't like that.
We definitely don't like that. Hang on one second, I check real quick. Make sure we're still going here. Okay, good. Good. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. So just a couple more conversations on AI, because this is You know, it's hurtful.
Yes.
It's hurting a lot of people.
Yeah, no.
But it's also hurting people in their careers, right? Especially creative careers. So I'm curious about your use of, you know, artificial intelligence illustration tools. And I asked this question because as I was looking at your work,
I will just throw them up there.
well, when I was looking at your work, I thought to myself, wow, is Lucio, is he a designer, an architect, an animator? You know, is like what is Lucio? What do you call yourself to people? And then because you're this, what I would consider a multi-hyphenate creative, you're a multi-hyphenate creator. You're like a multidisciplinary creator.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile this is a two-part question.
Okay.
How do you reconcile your extreme creativity knowing that a tool can do creative work for you? How do you resist, or do you not resist? So my first question again is, what do you actually call yourself when someone asks you, like your grandma?
Well, I'm a visual designer.
Okay.
Let's say, which means I can do a variety of different things. As I mentioned before, I like learning things every day, and I love doing different things. So I like doing a visual design, I don't know, a brand design and photography and animation and exhibition design.
And you do this without any type of AI.
Yeah.
You use paper, right?
Not paper. No. I do it with my hands and my brain.
Okay.
Not with AI.
Do you ever feel like the pull to like want to use it just in case, or just like let me see what happens? Like, I guess that's part of it. So
I tell you a story.
Yeah.
Which is we will still do some art direction, and we did an advertising for a magazine, and I had an idea for an illustration that I could not do myself because I'm not an illustrator. In this case, I had it AI do it, but I knew I was in a dangerous territory.
That's an understatement.
I knew because of the client. And then the picture was exactly as I wished. So,
wow. Exactly?
Yeah, almost perfect. Well, I had some references and and I liked it. And then I sent it over to the magazine, and I got the only question that I did not want. And the director asked me, who is the illustrator? And then I would think, well...
And you said?
Maybe I don't answer this. So...
Okay.
Eventually, so of course, I told him, and he told me that they could not use it. And so we had it
recreated.
The illustrator redone by an illustrator that we suggested. In this case, well, it's a nice story, and it's AI versus non-AI story. In this case, my position it is that I was the art director, and I had the idea, and the most important part, it was the idea. So in this case, it was a tool. I was fine with the AI result. We're not talking about copyright at the moment, but we'll probably do soon. But it was fine having a real person do it. Also, because here earn some money, which is nice, because in the field of AI, one of my thought is that somebody is earning a lot of money and somebody is losing the job. So I think that a big diffusion of AI should come to the universal income.
Universal basic income.
Yeah, because I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense in Europe, I don't know, in the US.
Well, I mean, ask Sam Altman about that. Sam Altman has a whole strategy and theory around that, which I can't seem to find on the internet anymore, by the way.
You know, there is a problem of aggregation of huge fortunes in the hands of few, and an increasing poverty. And this is been allowed by a kind of
Digitalization. Yeah.
Thank you.
Or digitization.
And AI is
Digitalization.
even more powerful, and it will cause more power and richness in the hand of few and poverty.
You know what worries me about? You know what worries me about putting it in the hands of other people?
What?
What worries me is that it's not going to end up in the hands of someone like you or me.
No,
It's going to end up in the hands. It's going to end up in the hands of someone that is not necessarily. And I'm not saying you have to be trained or not trained, but I'm saying there are people that are really not artists and are probably not supposed to be artists. This is going to really make some people mad. And sometimes, there's a reason why that person's not an artist. Why, I do think there's something, sometimes you're born with being an artist, and sometimes you can be trained and you can learn skills and things to make things amazing. But there's some people, I'm like, I don't want to know what your vision is out of Midjourney or anything. It's like monstrous, horrific, scary stuff. And some people might say, well, how are you judging, something that's scary and ugly versus something that's not? I'm like, well, listen, there are people, fine, if you're going to make a monstrous, Frankenstein thing, why do we all have to, maybe you shouldn't be using these tools. Maybe you should be writing a book. Maybe you should be using your skills in some other way. But I guess and I'm not trying to
regulation
I
of
just
the
am scared of
the digital age come when it's too late.
It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late.
It's always late.
It's gonna be too late. Because I love your vision.
Our danger with digitalization and I see it. Things are happening and they are very fast, and the regulations and the government are
so far behind.
10 years behind. So,
and I think too, one of the things
and when you do things, it's already too late. So
yeah, I know. And
also for all your in English, anyway, you always sign that your personal data are spread and gone.
The fine print. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does he call it? You sign something on the what? You sign a document.
I mean, online.
You release your rights. Your rights. You release.
Yeah, you always tick.
You can have all of
accept all.
You can. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Otherwise,
so basically, what that is, you get a document. You get a document. You sign away all your rights, and you sign away your royalties. You sign away your copyright, and whoever takes
you give it to
you give it away.
Meta,
give it away.
to Facebook,
give it away. Give it away.
Google,
yeah.
And then they sell it to other people. So it's a very complicated moment.
It is complicated.
Kind of point of view.
But what I liked about what you said though is, and I believe this very strongly. The idea is always the most talented thing you can possibly have. And it also means that, your thoughts are powerful and your vision is powerful, and hopefully you have joy and love in your heart so that you can make beautiful things instead of
I love it.
Right? I mean, so you said you used the tool because you had a vision, you couldn't execute, you used it to execute, and then you hired someone to do it.
How to design things.
It's your pleasure.
I want to do it.
Yes.
I don't want a machine do it for me.
Right.
I like doing it. I want a machine not to fill in my Excel files for the bookkeeper. I want to design myself. I enjoy and want to invent things.
So one of the things that does scare me about AI, and this is why I asked you earlier when you were a little boy, what did you have in front of you that helped you create? And what worries me about AI is that the young children are not able to have their own imaginations and express themselves because they're so involved in the technology that they're missing the moment to look up and learn and to experience things so that they can actually become you, Lucio. Do you follow me?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I'm scared about a teenager kid and he is with the mobile in hand and things like that. So, and we try to prevent that, but it's very difficult or maybe impossible. or we try to restrain it a little bit, or to have some rules, and that's difficult. It's a constant fight, and I'm tired of being the digital police. You cannot do this, it's too long. You should stop using the computer now. And I don't know, and we don't know yet how it will affect our brain. I was growing up in a complete analog world, and we worked for Moleskine, this, yeah?
The blank books.
Yeah, the notebooks, and they had an idea that empty space are important, because when you are bored, you start elaborating, you're creative, and a lot of ideas get sparked from the emptiness. And now emptiness has completely disappeared. Completely. You are never empty, because you fill up your time with digital entertainment all the time. In the elevator, you check Instagram, and you're never bored or silent, so that's something that we should work about. And boredom, it becomes kind of a necessity or a desire in a way, if it really can manage creativity to come out in a different way. So we should ask ourselves how to create empty spaces in our lives that are completely filled with entertainment. Every single fucking minute is filled with the stroll, like in the subway. I remember when I went to New York in 2021, 22, and I've been listening for 10 years, and everybody in the subway used to look at each other, smile, talk, and make some chit-chat. And nowadays it's completely disappeared. Everyone is scrolling and not watching what's happening in the next seat. That's a bad part. Some spontaneous part is missing, and together with the disappearance of empty spaces in your mind, and it will have some effect. I don't know yet what is going to happen, but we'll figure out. Maybe not, maybe yes. Let's see. Or we should work to create new spaces of different entertainment or mental space.
I love that. It's really intense. All right, so I want to now talk about your magazine. So you have this beautiful magazine that looks like the New Yorker.
Okay. So.
And I would like to understand where that came from.
Yeah. Okay. So the Milanese, I can show you.
Oh, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, we have a shoe here.
I'll see how beautiful it looks.
So, anyway, it's not a magazine. It's only a tribute to Milan and to illustration. And through
are these all of them so far?
No, there are 170.
Oh my goodness!
So it's not a magazine. It's only a work of illustration based on Milan. Of course, it's a tribute to the New Yorker, and it's an ongoing work that we started in the boring months of 2020, where we were stuck in the house, and we proposed to make a magazine, and we had a few illustrators, and we had one illustration every week for 2 years, and then Nowadays we have we make one illustration each month, and they're thematic, and you can buy the prints. And we made the book. It's a internal project, and companies love it. So they always want to make some kind of collaboration, and it's a nice storytelling of Milan. Each illustrator is different, and we ask them. We have some film or some ideas, and make some art direction. And so far, it's a nice project that we really like.
I like
people love it.
I like the. What's your? So who art directs this? Like, do you just sort of say come up with the cover, or do you have an idea and you share it with the artist?
No, we give some hint, and we ask the illustrator to come up with some further idea and development, and then we approve one direction and they finish.
And what is the timeline?
The timeline is it
Start to
depends. Well, it's a couple of months. We are not in a hurry yet.
Oh, it's just relaxing.
Nowadays, it's not. Nowadays, the beginning of the year, we commission 12 illustrations for the year, so the one in December had not a lot of time.
Got it.
The one in January must be a little bit more swift.
And
possible.
there's what's the content on the inside?
There is nothing inside.
It's just the cover.
It's only cover.
Wow.
But I tell you something. It's not the only one, because in the world there are a few existing there, one from Paris or from Tokyo, but we started in 2020, and nowadays in Italy there are like 60 copycats.
Wow.
They do from Rome, from Rimini, from Modena,
Really?
from Torino, whatever. That it became so famous so fast and so nice, and in a way so easy to make that we got copy.
Well, you copied the New Yorker.
Yeah, we did. And we got the one from Paris before.
I mean, so you know, I mean,
yeah, we did not invent anything new. We just did it in a nice way, and
Absolutely.
we still do it. And we paid the illustrator with a royalty.
I like it.
Some became very rich. Well, not very rich, but they got pretty good money for an illustration.
Right.
And it's nice. It's a cultural
Yes.
project. So.
It really attracted me. I was on your site. I was looking at this program you invented called Nursery. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, in our design life, we have a lot of startups that we have developing the brand, and some of them have been extremely successful. Some of them did not work because the good design is not enough for business. But we know very much how to help companies in the first stages of their existence to develop a brand and communication. And we do it on a different basis. So we have a lower fee for startups, and we give us one day each week of our time of the designing, and we can help them doing things that they could not afford by hiring a person full-time or enrolling full-time a design company. So it's a kind of help for growing companies that need some communication well done in a different way. And it's nice. And we love startup because we like new ideas and new things and people that have got the courage of jumping over the obstacle and inventing something new. So
I like that because number one, you keep talking about how you have curiosity, which I love, and I think visual designers and creatives have to have a curiosity about all kinds of things, but in particular, commercial designers like you and I, we just sort of have to know things because our clients are so complicated and so diverse that we need to know things that most average people don't know. I mean, I could probably pick you up, Lucio, and you could just drop in and have a conversation with anyone about whatever you're working on just because you're so curious and you know things and you learn things, right? What do you think about that?
Something is the design approach of solving problems that isn't the one that we learned in the design school. So
yes.
And then the pleasure of learning new things every day, that I think is fantastic, and of facing different challenges every day. I love working for like a refrigerator company and for a company for a piano solo festival. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why you probably love working with startups, because they bring you something new. It helps to feed you, right? It gives you interest. So I want to ask you.
It's full of energy, of desire. It's not this corporate boredom that you sometimes need. Guidelines that then it's impossible to follow and create something new. So it's better if we create our own guidelines.
I like that.
A little bit more loose, so they can be developed in new ways.
So let me ask you about entrepreneurship. So you went from school to starting your own company. You did work for anybody, and are you from a family of entrepreneurs? Like, how did you become an entrepreneur to start a business owner?
No, it's just bad luck. No.
Bad luck? It's not bad luck. No, it's good luck to be an entrepreneur. No, but it's really? Is it bad luck?
To be a designer. I'm a good designer. I'm not too good.
That's not true. It's not bad luck to be an entrepreneur. But so, was anybody in your family, do they have a business?
No, they don't. And they work in different. I think my mother, she was a magazine writer, and my dad was I don't think that, but he worked.
So you just had
a marketing officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grew up around professional working people, but nobody had their own business.
No.
And you suddenly what? And how did this even happen?
I wanted them and to do my own stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just happened. And then I started.
So were you sitting in a coffee shop and you're like, what? I mean.
No, in Italy, you don't work in coffee shop. Now you can, but in the past it was not. No. Okay,
really? Then. Wait. What do you mean by that?
I shared.
You couldn't work in a coffee shop in the old days.
No, it does not exist.
What was it? No coffee shop?
You don't work in a coffee shop.
You don't work in the coffee shop. Okay.
Now you can, but is there any reason?
Interesting.
I remember when I saw it in the States, I said, look at that. They work in Italy. That would not be possible. So
really?
Yeah.
So I'm hearing this. I want to understand this entrepreneurship piece. So you're telling me that you became an entrepreneur and didn't even see entrepreneurship. You didn't even see people working on their own stuff, and you started your own company.
Yeah, because
wow. Do you
I started working.
Yeah,
probably. But I never thought about that. Yeah, you're asking me a difficult question. No, I had to learn.
I love it.
Something. I had to learn something. Then
wow.
We've got some consultancy for helping us.
Yes.
Doing things, and we still have a fantastic guy that is coming and helping us doing our business in a better way. He helped others.
But that's now, though. That's at the beginning.
Yeah. In the beginning, I just started working and we made a lot of mistakes, good ones and bad ones.
Yes.
But still, we kept going and we kept designing and we designed a lot of things. And the spark in the morning is still designing and not making money. I'm interested in creating new things. Then you need the money to run the company, to dress up and eat lunch. But maybe we are design driven and we like that. And we want to do it for the time.
I love this because Lucio, just out of college basically, started doing work. And he was doing great work because he loved doing it. He got paid for it. And then he suddenly had found himself in this company. I mean, that's how the best companies are built. You know, you're not necessarily being intentional about it. It just, you kind of, you know what I mean? You kind of just fall into it. And now
you want to do it.
And how many are you now? How many people, like what are we, how have you grown?
10
From 1
people.
to 10?
We've been 14 in the best years. And, the best years, we were very packed.
Busy, right?
We had a lot of work, and we are 10 people. I think it's a nice size. We can still control things to not lose control of what's going on.
So you also teach sometimes?
Yeah, I've been teaching in a few schools, summer schools and Polytechnic and different things. So I teach to my future competitors. Some became very good, some would hire.
And why do you care about teaching? What does it mean to you?
It's a nice way to start thinking again how to do things from the beginning. So from scratch, you say, let's start from the base. And once again, it's nice. It's nice. And it's nice to see people learning and doing things. Yeah, I like it. Not always.
What do you?
Someone I hate. Someone I really love.
So, what do you want your students to come away with when they leave your class? What is the mental place you want them to be in when they leave your teaching?
I want them to learn a methodology for how to do things.
Okay.
It's forbidden to say, I like it, but you should learn that I did it because it works, and it works because of this and that reason. So that's how I'm doing. And then I teach how to spark new ideas, ways to find new ideas.
I need to take Lucio's class.
No, I mean, that's...
No, I didn't know the methods of that. I like it.
No, I think it's absolutely... it happens that you are empty or tired or... So, first thing I wanted to say is that when I was younger, I came up of the first meeting and I knew what I would design. That's a mistake. It means that it's already existing. So you have to make tabula rasa, take everything out and start looking for ideas. And you do it by research and mood boards and seeing movies, different things
music
in different fields, music, drama, also in the using mood, and and then all of that's interesting. Then you take one piece, a different piece, and you mix it, and maybe it works, or maybe not. And one thing is, I teach to my students is don't fall in love with your design, especially with the first one. You should be free to abandon it. if you don't do it, eventually you will fail sometimes because some things they don't work, and you have to recognize things that don't work and don't stay there when it's obvious that it's not going to work. So
I like that. In the music world, we call that demoitis. Like, don't get attached to your demo.
yeah,
I mean, really,
that's very
what you call
important.
it, Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should know. You must defend your work, but you should not defend your wrong work.
That is perfect.
Yeah, that's it. But that's difficult to see, but you have to train yourself to see it. Sometimes it doesn't work, and you have to. The beginning of design project is everything, and you make choices, and you go up the pyramid of your design, and your design is the top. When you got rid of all the stuff that is not important or not relevant or is not working for your project.
I want to ask you a couple of questions about your practice. So, what is the number one tool that you use for graphic design?
Brain.
I knew you were going to say
Well,
that. I knew he was going to say that. I didn't know why I asking. I knew it because that's exactly what you're supposed to say. It's perfect.
No, but
It's how I feel.
it's like that.
Yes.
Brain.
Yes.
You should
Yes.
think or
Think.
3 tools: brain, eye, and hand. Of course, all what you need.
I like that. So, what is a material that you would like to use that you haven't used yet in your practice? In building something or making something, like, what did you not use yet?
That's a strange question. Gold. I don't know. No, not really. I don't care. So I would like to do something with this plastic that changes with different temperature.
Well, what's that?
Not, I don't know. It's something that it changes the color with different temperature, and that
That sounds interesting.
it would allow me some, I don't know, change in physical design in the field of graphics. Another thing, do you know these old postcards that change if you see from one side to the other side?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's not kind of
It's not a hologram, yes.
That's something I always wish to do, but I never, which is cheap 60s and 70s style stuff.
That
But
would be cool, though.
we could do it with the spark of design. Yeah, I always wish to do that. It's called lenticular printing. It's a film of a plastic that is changing the shape of light. So.
Can you still, I mean, is it still like this? I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. But it's old-fashioned stuff.
Where do you go, or what do you do over and over again for your creative inspiration?
Well, nowadays I go online and I dive online and I swim in the fantastic world of other people's creativity.
Really?
Yes, of course. It's a fantastic words that is. Oh, I like that.
What is an architectural project that you wish you had worked on
Oh,
or had some involvement with?
well, I would like not to make the design of an airplane.
Ooh,
The
yes.
wayfinder. It's probably very boring, but we've never done that. So yeah, I feel like that. Identity and wayfinding at the airport, which is a nice job.
My last one is, what is one celebrity that you'd like to meet that, if you're in front of the celebrity,
Yeah.
that you would actually be like almost frozen because you would be so in awe of the celebrity that you may not even know what to ask?
There was a time when I met a job, and I wanted to, instead of being paid, I wish to have a dinner with this man. And eventually, it did not work, but it was a Nelson Mandela,
Oh, wow.
which I think it will be a fantastic and once in a lifetime experience to me. In the end, it did not work out.
I like it. Well, listen, everybody, this was a fantastic conversation with Lucio, and I want to ask, what is the best place for people to find you?
Just the website. We're very socially bad.
So Zeta Lab, ZetaLab.com, right?
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Lucio, for this amazing
Thanks to you.
conversation. Thank you for welcoming me to
Yeah.
Milan. This is my first hour in the city, and I got to, the bar is set high now. Everybody has to be as amazing as
Yeah.
you are, because I don't know. Like,
They will be.
will they be
I'm
amazing?
sure. I hope so.
Where should I have pizza right now? I'm so hungry.
I will sit at this time. You cannot have pizza.
Why can't I have pizza? Tell me.
Pizza, lunch, what time? And dinner, what time? In Italy, in good places are from 1 to 2 o'clock,
Oh.
and from 7 to 11 p.m.
So I have to wait.
You have to wait.
So what am I going to snack on?
I can suggest you some place.
Okay, he's going to give me some suggestions for snack, because I'm absolutely starving, and I'm in Italy, and this place is called About Food. And I really want to thank Marcia Cedino for this wonderful connection from Chicago. That's why I'm here. Marcia, thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time at the Honest Field Guide podcast, and thank you for joining me. Thanks, Lucio.
Thanks to you. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. You're so amazing. It was really fantastic.